Do you dream big? So what am I talking about? Let me show you some big dreams, right? Let's talk about some big dreams. What's your dream home, right? What's your dream home? What's your dream home going to look like? What are some of your dream cars, right? What are some of your dream cars that you want to, own in your lifetime, right? What kind of income? What does your dream income look like on a month-to-month basis? What's your dream income like on a year-to-year basis? What's your dream income look like on a day-to-day basis? What does your income dream look like? What about this one? How you want to travel? How do you want to travel? What is your goal? How do you want to travel? How about this? How do you want to go? Like I said, how you want to travel? Do you want to travel through a private jet or on a yacht? Most of you will probably say, well, Keon, isn't that over the top? No. How do you want to travel? Where do you want to go on vacation? Where do you want to take your family? Where do you want to take your friends? Where do you want to take your business partners? How do you want to live? Because at the end of the day, yes, it's all about your family. It all comes back down to family. Do you think I want my family to not live in a massive mansion one day? You think I don't want my kids to ride in the back of a Rolls Royce to school? You think for a second I don't want to be able to where I could give $1 million to charity and it doesn't faze me? Don't you think I want my family to one day ride in a private jet? Don't you think I want to be in the middle of the ocean in a yacht one day with my family? Don't you think I want to go on a private island with my family? Come on. What's your big dreams? Why'd you stop dreaming? Why did you stop dreaming? Because someone told you, hey, you got to be realistic, You got to be realistic. I don't think you can obtain that in your lifetime. You got to be realistic. Let me tell you something. Being realistic is the death of you. Being realistic is why you're mediocre. Being realistic is why you ain't fighting to be the best version of yourself. Being realistic. You got to dream. You got to dream. You got to dream so big. Let me tell you something. If your dreams don't scare you to say them out loud, then your dreams ain't big enough. For many years, I was scared to tell people that Keon Corniff will be a billionaire before he's 50 years old. For many years, that used to scare me to say that out loud. But I believe it now. Because why? I know how to do it. I just got to help 1,000 people make $10 million a year in my business that I run, and I will make $1 billion in passive income. You know what passive is? That means I do absolutely nothing, and I will still make $1 billion in overrides. But it requires me to help 1,000 people before I'm 50 years old make an income of $10 million annually. I know how to do it. The reason why you are scared to say your dreams out loud is because you don't have a roadmap to say. But tonight, that ends. Tonight, that ends. That's why this goal setting class is here for you. That's why it's here. So let me show you how you're going to do it. Let me leave you with a quote. You have to set goals that are almost out of reach. If you set a goal that is attainable without much work or thought, you are stuck with something below your true talent and potential. By Steve Garvey. Realistic, they're going to tell you. You got to be realistic. You got to be realistic about your goals. You know who be realistic about goals? Scared people. Scared people who are afraid to fail. And if you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to try. And if you're afraid to try, you won't succeed. Failing a goal that is half reached because it was too big. I read a quote one time, guys. And this quote was so powerful. They said that you got to set a goal that is so big that you have to grow into somebody else to reach it. You got to become somebody else to obtain it. You got to do something bigger, better about you. It's called self-development. You got to develop yourself to obtain the goal and reach the goal. You know, Scott Harrison from Charity Water, he said, set a goal that requires multiple lifetime to obtain it. That's what he said. Set a goal that requires multiple lifetime to obtain it. Realistic. You can't be realistic with your goals. You got to be relentless. Get rid of the word realistic and put the word relentless. You got to be relentless with your goals. Say, I am relentless with my goals. That's what I want you guys to say. I am relentless with my goals. Not realistic. You got to be relentless. Because if you're not relentless about your goals, who else going to believe in them but you? You got to be a little bit crazy. You got to be a lot crazy. So let's break it all down. How to write your goals. Right? How to write your goals. How are you going to do it? Let me show you. This is what writing your goals look like. So you got to break down your goals in categories. You got to have a personal goal. You got to have a family goal. You got to have a business goal. You got to have a financial goal. You got to have a spiritual goal. You got to have a material goal. You got to have a charity goal, right? You got to have goals. You know, on a personal level, what is your goal for your fitness? How much weight do you want to lose? How much weight do you want to gain? Right? How many books you going to read? You know, are you going to pick up hobbies? What new hobbies you going to pick up? Right? Are you going to pick up meditation? Are you going to pick up a sport? You know, are you going to go for a run? What is it that you're going to do personally to better yourself? This year, what is it that you're going to do to better yourself? And when it comes to your family, what trip are you going to take your family on this year? How many trips are you going to do? How many quality time? When are you going to be a quality time? Like for me, Sunday is a quality time. I call it God and Family Day. I don't do nothing on a Sunday. I don't care what it is. Sundays for my family and God. Right? That's my family's QT time. What about school? Right? Are you planning to go back to school? Are you planning to, what school you're going to have your kids go into? What's your goals? What about your business? Are you planning to expand your business? What's your goal to expand? Or what's your goal to start a business? What is the goal as far as your system? What is that you're going to have? What's your business goal? When it comes to your financial goal, how much you going to save for the year? How much you going to save for the year? How much of your debt you going to eliminate? How you going to budget? How much you going to budget? What are you going to do with your budget? Right? Goals. How about spiritual goals? Are you going to pray every day? Are you going to make it a habit to pray every day before you go to bed? Are you going to make it a habit to pray in the morning before you start your day? Are you going to make it a habit to read a Bible or your Quran or other books, depending on whatever religion that you follow? Right? Are you planning to go to church, mosque? What is it you're going to do? What's your spiritual goal? How about material goals? Are you going to buy a new house? Are you going to buy a new car? Jewelry? Right? What are some of your material goals? How about charity? How many people are you going to feed this year? You going to create a foundation? What funds are you going to give to charity? Right? What's your goal this year? Because when it comes down to writing your goals, guys, the reason most people never reach their goals is that they don't define them, learn about them, or even seriously consider them as believable or achievable. You see, winners can tell you where they're going, but what they plan to do along the way and who will be sharing the adventure with them. That's the reason why my family right now is listening to this. My fiance is listening to this. My son is listening to this. My brother-in-law, his fiance, they all listening to this. Because I know where I'm going. And I don't want to leave them behind. I know where I'm going, and I don't want to leave them behind. Because I said this year is the year of redemption. Did you see that? I told you, this is the year of redemption. Do you understand me? This is the year of redemption. 2020 might have took a lot from you. 2020 might have took your friends, a family member, your finances, your ability to feel great about yourself. But let me tell you, 2021, when the clock strikes 12 tonight, this is the year of redemption. This setback called 2020 will set you up for the greatest comeback. But it's times like this you got to take and capitalize on this, because this is the time you win. This is the time you win. Because let me show you something, guys. By recording your dreams and goals on paper, you set in motion a process of becoming the person you most want to be. Put your future in good hands, your own. A very nice quote by Mark Victor Hansen. You see, guys, many people run away from writing down their goals. Many people shy away from writing down their goals. And you know what happened to them? They don't hit them. They don't hit a goal. They don't reach where they want to be in life. But let me give you some more. What's the action plan, right? What's the action plan? I'm about to show you how to put together your action plan for your goals now. Right? You got to have an action plan. Now, this action plan, if you break it down the way I'm about to tell you right now, guys, it's showing on your screen. This action plan, if you break down your goals in what I like to call quarters, right? Let's say that you'd spend some time after this call tonight and you're going to write down your goals, right, for the year. You got to start with the end in mind. That's the rule number one. When you're writing your goals, you got to start with the end in mind. And then you got to break down the big goal into small goals. It's like when you buy the piece of chicken, right? When you buy the piece of chicken, you can't put the whole chicken in your mouth. You can't serve someone a whole chicken. You got to chop it up. And then when you chop it up, you got to chop it up again some more. And then when they put it on your plate, you're going to use your fork and your knife to cut it out in smallest pieces. It's not that you can't eat a whole chicken. It's just that you got to put it down into small sizes to bite it up, right? It's the same thing with your goals. So if you set a big goal and you break it down into all little small pieces, what you got to break down your goals for the year is you got to break it down into quarters. You got 4 quarters in a year, 3 months. You got 4 quarters in a year, 3 months each. So every goal that you set, you got to set it to a 3-month breakdown. So let me give you an example, right? My goal this year, right? I want to save over $10,000, right? Let's say that I want to save $10,000. How do you break down a $10,000 goal? Or better, let's say that I want to save $20,000, just so the numbers are easier. If you're going to break down $20,000 for the year, what's each quarter? Each quarter will mean that I got to save $5,000 in each quarter. So that means I got 3 months to save $5,000 each month, right? So when you look at $20,000 now, you're like, oh, $20,000 not that bad. I just got to save $5,000 in 3 months. I got 90 days to save $5,000. And I just got to do that 4 times for the year. You see, guys, what you got to find is your pattern, your rhythm. So I've learned that a 90-day focus on your personal, on your family, on your business, on your finances, on your spiritual, and on your charitable goals or material goals, you just got to break them down into quarters. 90-day focus. Can you focus for 90 days in 4 times for the year? What if you did it 2 times for the year? Can you focus? Can you focus on a 90-day period? Can you give yourself a 90-day focus? 90 days. You got to focus for 90 days on your goals. That's your action plan. So anything, you got to remember, you got to start with the end in mind. So you got to think about how much I want to save by the end of this year. How much debt do I want to be done paying off? Right? And then you break it down into 4 quarters. So what is the first quarter? January, February, March. What you going to do in the first quarter? What's your goal for the first quarter of this year? What's the goal for the first quarter of this year? What you going to do within the first week of this year? What you going to do within the first day of this year? What are you going to do within the first hour of next year? You got to be so relentless with your goals. You got to be relentless with your goal. But are you relentless with your goals, guys? You got to be obsessed. You see, the path to success is to take massive, determined actions. You see, the path to success is to take massive, the key word, massive and determined actions. Action, action, action. It's like shooting a movie. All you hear is action. Right? You got to take massive action. So this is how you take massive action towards your goals. Breaking it down into small bits, small focus. But you know what the end in mind is. And you could do an audit on yourself as you progress and say, how far am I from my goal? Where am I with my goal right now? How am I doing on my goal right now? Because this is what happened. You see, all successful people have a goal. No one can get anywhere unless he know where he wants to go and what he wants to be or do. Norman Vincent. Right? No one. So these are the things that we got to understand, guys. We got to understand. You got to be relentless. So here's some more tips. You got to read your goals daily. Right? Not only do you got to think about your goals, not only got to write them down, not only you got to take massive action, but you got to read your goals daily. You know why you got to read your goals daily, guys? Let me tell you what's going to happen. Life is going to happen. Life is going to distract you. Life is going to come to, let me tell you something called Murphy Law. If you never heard about Murphy Law before, you better do some research. Murphy Law is real. Life is going to happen to you. You're going to lose some family member. You're going to go through some heartbreaks. You're going to go through some setbacks. You're going to go through some challenges. Let me tell you something. There's nothing like a focused person. And here comes the universe. Throw a wrench in your bicycle and see if you're going to stay down. But if you read your goals daily, 3 times a day, guys, 3 times a day, you know what your goals is? You see, once you figure out where the end is and you break down your 3-month focus, I want you to write down your 3-month focus and have it in your pocket every day. And you read your 3-month focus and say, in the first quarter of this year, this is my focus for this first quarter. And you read that focus every day, 3 times. You read it when you wake up in the morning. You read it at lunchtime in the afternoon, and you read it before you go to bed. You got to read your goal. You got to remind yourself why you're doing this. You got to remind yourself that this is only a temporary problem. You got to remind yourself that you're going to get past this. You got to remind yourself that this is just a setback to set you up for a greater comeback. You got to remind yourself that this too. Nobody will remind you of how great you are but you. That's the reason why you got to keep reading your goals. Your goals is here to remind you of where you're going and not where you are. Many of us spend too much time in what's going on now and fail to see where we're trying to be. We get distracted by temporary things And we make it seem like they're permanent. And we fail to see where we're going because why? You took your eyes off the prize. If you don't know where you're going, you won't understand with the things that you're going on right now is temporary. Don't let temporary moments seem permanent. The only reason why they feel permanent is because you forget where you're trying to be. Don't be distracted by the squirrel. Don't be distracted by the squirrel. So at the end of the day, the only limit to the height of your achievement is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work for them. Michelle Obama. Do you see this? Look at the highlighted words. Your achievement is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work for them. My question is, are you going to stay focused on your dreams? Are you going to stay focused on your goals? Can you stay focused? Can you stay focused? Can you have a 90-day focus and do it 4 times a year? Can you have a 90-day focus and do it 4 times a year? That's all I ask of you. 90-day focus, do it 4 times a year, and you will be so much further ahead than everybody else. Let me tell you something, guys. I want to give you something. You got to live a lifestyle that most people don't want to live right now, and you will live a lifestyle later that they could only dream about. But the only way this will happen for you is if you don't make temporary situations seem so permanent. You got to write your goals. That's why we're talking about goal setting, guys. You got to set those goals so big. You got to set those goals unbelievable. You got to, let me tell you something. People got to laugh at you when you talk about your goals out loud. You know how many people probably laugh at me every day? I can only imagine how they laugh. But my mom always says that. First, they said, the people that the people that laugh last, laugh the best. Right? That's what my mom always tells. My mom said, the person that laugh last, laugh the best. There's nothing like when you crush your goals and the people that doubted you and the people that never believed in you and the people that never see you coming and you just come and you delivered on your goals. Guys, it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing, but you got to believe in you. You got to believe in your goals. You got to believe in your abilities. You got to believe in everything that you believe that you can be. You got to speak greatness in yourself. You got to be your own cheerleader. You got to believe in you more than anybody else. Don't wait for someone to come clap for you. You better clap for yourself. You better pat yourself on the back. You better pick yourself up when you're down. By reading your goals. By reading your goals, remind yourself where you're going, not where you are. You got to remind yourself where you're going and not where you are. It's a temporary moment. Don't make it permanent based upon your decisions and being distracted. Goals. So aim higher, right? See what the quote says? The quote says, aim higher in case you fall short. If you want to live a happy life, tied to a goal, not to people or things. Far away. Far away. They're in the sunshine or my highest, aspirations. I may not reach them, but I can look up and see their beauty. Believe in them and try to follow where they lead. Like I said, if you get a goal, if you set a goal that is too big for the person that you are right now to obtain those goals, it may have to force you for you to grow into the person that can obtain this goal. So you need to do some self-development. But like I said, don't take your eyes off the prize. Do not take your eyes off the prize. Do not get distracted by temporary events. Do not stop reading your goals. Do not make realistic goals. You got to set goals that scare you to say them out loud. And if you don't, let me tell you, man, if you don't set your goals to a place where it scares you to say that, if your goals don't scare you, they are not big enough. If your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. My goals scare me every time. Every time. It wakes me up and it gets me going. If your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. So what does it look like for 2021 goals? Right? 2021 goals. What's the first quarter look like? Let me tell you something about the first quarter of this year, guys. The first quarter of this year will determine how the rest of your year go. Do you hear what I'm telling you? It's not the first month. It's not the first day. It's the first quarter. Remember, this whole year is breaking up into quarters. 90-day focus. The first quarter is what we call 2021 focus. It's the 2021 focus. The first quarter of the year will determine how the rest of your 2021 goals go. So the first quarter, we call it set the momentum. You got to set the momentum in January, February, and March and reach your quarterly goal so that way you could hit your annual goal. Like I said, all you got to do is focus for 90 days and do it 4 times for the year. 4 times for the year, focus for 90 days, do it 4 times for the year. Everything that you do in the first 3 months, do it again every day, 4 times a year. Do it 4 times in a year, you'll be so much further ahead. 90 days focus, guys. It's a 90-day focus. Because you know what happened when you do a quarter? When the second quarter comes? Just repeat what you did in the first quarter and hit your goals. You know what happened in the third month when you do that again, the third quarter? Just repeat what you did in the second quarter and hit your goals. You know what you do in the fourth quarter? You repeat what you did in the third quarter and hit your goals. You got to break down your goals in a 90-day bite size. So, as I'm coming to a closing, it's only after you have stepped outside of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. Roy T. Bennett. Guys, I've been in my comfort zone for way too long. Way too long. I'm 32 years old. And I've been comfortable for way too long. Many of us been comfortable for way too long. Many of us was told to be realistic. Many of us gave up on many of our dreams. Many of us thought that we weren't the person that deserved to be great. Many of us was told that we can't be that person. Who are you to dream that big? Who are you to think that you deserve more? Many of us was told that not you, because they don't know you. Let me tell you something. You serve a God that is bigger than me and you. We serve a God that is bigger than me and you. God did not put you on this earth to be normal. You are born to be unique, special. Why you think everybody have a different personality? We may have a lot of things similar, but we ain't the same. We may have a lot of things that may be similar, but we ain't the same. Because I made differently. My mind think a little differently than you. I might be a little bit more crazier than you. Because you know why? The closer you get to the Creator, the closer you get to the universe, the closer that you get, let me tell you something, man, it gives you something stronger. No doubt, no setbacks. Nobody can stop you. You understand what I'm telling you? Doctors have told me that I wouldn't be able to walk again And I said to myself, I am going to walk. Not only I'm going to walk, I'm going to be able to play basketball. And I'm going to be able to run again. I'm going to be able to pick up my kids again. And I did it. Because I had a goal. I was determined to prove him wrong. Prove somebody wrong and start proving the people that believe in you right too. Who cares what the people they got to prove wrong? Forget them. Prove you right. Prove the people that believe in you right. Pay attention to the ones that believe you. Stop calling people that don't believe in you. Stop sharing your dreams with certain people. Stop telling people your dreams. Stop telling all the wrong people that don't want to believe that you deserve all the goals that you have. You got to set yourself around people that believe in you. So that way, when you set yourself on fire, they don't try to put you out because they think that you're burning. No, let me burn. Let me be a star. Let me shine. Let me be the sun. Because a lot of these people, they're just the moon. They're the moon. They're just the moon. They only want to shine in dark moments. No, I want to be the sun. I want to shine and make all the darkness bright. I want to give all the things around me life to live. Be the sun with your goals and your dreams. Don't just be a moon. Don't let nobody tell you to be a moon. You got to be the sun. You see, let me give you a recap. Like I said, as we come to a closing. What was all of this all about? This is all about your goals. This is about staying focused. You see, a lot of people are distracted right now, man. And let me tell you, the ones that are distracted right now, the ones that are not listening right now, you know what's going to happen to these people? They ain't going to obtain much this year. But if you're listening and if you're focused, you're going to accomplish a lot of great things. You're going to accomplish a lot of great things. Stay focused. Don't be distracted. Let me tell you, it's Murphy Law. If the kid's coming up to you right now, tell them to go away. If your spouse telling you to come here, tell them not right now. You got to run away your distractions, or you will never see your goals. Recap. What you got to do when you come to your goals? Think about your goals. After this call, I want you to take the rest of this night. Think about your goals. Think about what you want to accomplish. Then the next thing you want to do is write down your goals. You want to write down your goals afterwards. And the third thing you want to do is you got to take massive actions with a deadline towards your goals. Massive actions towards your goals. Massive action. Because at the end of the day, you got to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. You got to focus on your character and not your reputation. You got to focus on your blessings and not your misfortunes. I'm going to read that again. You got to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. You got to focus on your character, not your reputation. You got to focus on your blessings and not your misfortunes. Roy T. Bennett. I keep telling you guys, you got to stay focused. Distractions will come. Distraction will come, and they come in all different disguises, man. They come as people, things, and events. You can't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Stay focused on your goals. You know, one of the things I always tell myself that I can't hang around people that don't have goals. If I ask someone, hey, where are you going to be in the next 12 months, the next 5 years, and you can't answer that question, I'm telling you, there's a part of me inside of me just want to look at you, kind of you're crazy. That's why I don't have many friends, because if my friends are not going places, I don't have nothing to talk about. I don't have time to gossip. You can't be around gossipers. You can't be around people that want to talk about a whole bunch of nothing. If you're not talking about goals, business, ways to make me better and make yourself better, man, it's a waste of conversation. I don't want to hear it. If we ain't going to talk about how to make some money, how to make some moves, how to help some people, it's a waste of conversation. So that's how we just sit here and waste life, precious time. Don't waste your time with people that's not going nowhere. You love them. You clap for them from a distance. You pray for them. But if you love yourself and you love those people, you better stay focused. Stay focused and go after your dreams. Stay focused and go after your goals. Don't get distracted. Because they said, distraction comes to our focused mind. Distraction will come to a focused mind. And only a fool will let distraction take away their focus. Don't let nobody take away your focus. So what I would love to do at this time, I don't know if anybody would love to share their big takeaway from tonight. You know, you guys can unmute and just share what's your focus this going into 21 and what's your big takeaway from tonight's call. Anybody like to share? You can just unmute and just share what's your focus. What's your focus for this year? You know, what are some of the things that you want to accomplish for the 2021? And where do you see yourself?
Hi, this is Victoria.
Good morning, Miss Victoria.
Good evening. Well, wow, this is good. Good information. Confirmation for me. I don't know about anybody else, but my focus from the time I started listening to you back in May, I accomplished that December 31st. Everything is paid in full, and I have a new focus for, and this roadmap was excellent because I had already kind of started a roadmap, but this even helps me even better. Like I said, you're never too old to learn, and even though I am retirement age 66, I wasn't looking to retire this year because I love what I do, but I have a better focus going into January. Ooh, I'm excited because I'm looking. It's funny. I was like, ooh, get out of my vision. Because I said, oh my gosh, I had already said in my mind, in which I'm really bad at writing things down. I usually keep a pad by my bed because I dream a lot. So I write things down so I don't forget it. And I had just said, okay, Victoria, look at your total amount. During this pandemic, I know a lot of people have lost their jobs, have suffered, but praise be unto God, whom I serve, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, the God that provides. I hadn't had to lack anything. Even though we weren't working for a short period of time, we were still getting paid. Not many people can say that, but now I'm excited because this roadmap is helping me put some things in perspective, because I'm looking to save quite a bit because I'm looking to purchase.
Right.
And like you said, dream big. I've always dreamed big. And in goal setting, I'm a faith walker. One person told me, your income doesn't show that you can get enough money to purchase this type of home. And I said to them, then you're not the realtor for me.
Right.
Because let me tell you, my first home, raising my kids, I got with hardly nothing. I just believe God, and every day, as you were saying, in your prayer life, every day I had my children touching and agreeing, because in prayer, agreement in prayer, the Bible speaks of 1 chase 1,000, 2 10,000. So you're pulling strongholds down. In other words, saying, devil, get out of my way because I'm coming through. I'm getting ready to be an owner.
Mm.
So I know how to own. Now I want to own something even more and better. Been there, done that. So, like you were saying, life happens. Distraction will come.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to distract me this time.
Right.
See, now I got a goal set. And when I was younger, things got in the way. And then you forget about how you started to go. But in my goal setting as a Christian, we walk by faith and not by sight.
Right.
So I'm not going to believe that I'm not going to be able to achieve it. All in God's timing, but the main thing, faith without works is dead.
Right.
I don't do something to accomplish my goal, and I just sit there and be wishing. I love that part. I wrote a lot of notes here. I'm wishing I could have a nice home. I'm wishing I could have this. No, I'm not wishing anything. By faith. And like you said, thank you for the roadmap. I appreciate it. I'm excited because all bills are paid. So this makes me going to save a little more than what I initially expected to save. So that by June when I retire, my expectations is to be in a new home.
Right.
My retirement home.
Mm. Man.
That's all I want to say. I'm excited. I've got a lot of notes here.
You know, Miss Victoria, you just remind me because I forgot to give y'all the most key important thing to wrap this all up. But I don't know how many of you guys believe in prayer. I don't know how many of you guys pray. But let me tell you something. Since I've been praying this year, and I really got back into praying, and it doesn't matter what religion you are either. Prayer is prayer. Because we all serve one God. You see, the thing is this. We've been praying to God and say, God, I wish you would give me this. Or we've been asking for things when we pray. But I want to teach you guys a prayer called Prayer of Gratitude. You know, one of the things I thank God for earlier this year, I said, God, thank you for a wonderful wife. I want to thank you for my house. I want to thank you for my beautiful kids. I want to thank you for my loving family. I want to thank you for a successful business. And let me tell you guys, out of nowhere, my fiance came. Out of nowhere, we moving. Let me tell you something. Prayer of gratitude. Let me tell you something. Your attitude plus your gratitude will bring you into a new altitude.
Yep, it's turn your altitude. That's right.
If you're not grateful for things before you have them, he's not going to give it to you because sometimes God is not going to give you the blessings that's deserving to you because he realized that you're not even grateful for what you currently have. And you better be grateful for what you have and thank you for the things that you don't have as if you already have them. And some way, somehow, here it comes. It's just like valet service. Here you go. Gratitude. Prayers of gratitude. Write down 10 things that you have that you're grateful for, and write down 10 things that you want and thank him as if you already have them. Let me tell you guys, my prayer of gratitude, I thank God every day for my wonderful fiance, soon to be wife. I thank God for my healthy children. I thank God for my loving mother. I thank God for my friends. I thank God for my business. I thank God for the opportunity of life. I thank him for all these things. I thank God for you guys. I thank him for so many things. You guys don't let me tell you something, man. You got to be thankful in life. You got to be thankful. Stop being wishful. Be thankful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get to a preacher, but man, I got to tell you this. Miracles do happen. You hear me? They do happen.
Let me tell you something on that note of being thankful in prayer. In scripture also talks about you can pray amiss. And that's a whole nother story. But before I bought my first home, my townhouse, I was thanking God, not realizing, because then I was kind of new in my walk of faith back then in my 20s. But I was thanking God for a new home, a 3-bedroom new home. Did not realize the words I was saying new and had my children touching and agreeing. Didn't realize when the door opened up and I happened to see an ad, it was new, built from the ground. Nobody lived in it. So I'm thinking new because it's the mindset. You're just thinking you're getting a new place.
Right.
Because here I am in a place, and I'm just thinking I'm getting. Thank you for my new house,
Right.
my new 3-bedroom house.
Mm.
I learned
There you go.
with God, be more specific.
Yes.
About what you want. So when you are, and so little did I realize when I was thinking for my new home, I didn't realize the word new, something nobody ever had. One thing I do know, that the God that we serve, or those that are believers, born again believers, he don't want us to have things used. He can give us brand new stuff that nobody had. Even the place I'm in now, renovated, new. Nobody was in this renovated place. Every time when I pray, I'm thinking for my new home. Like this time, I said, Lord, thank you for my new place with the garage. I'm specific in what I want.
Right.
And then, you know, I wasn't going to come on because I know I got church and I'm going to have to go soon because I'm in the ministry of FIFO. But I wasn't going to come on. You know what the Lord said to me? And I had to repent. I said, oh, got too much to do. Got to get ready for service, blah, blah, blah. And the Lord said, no. He's going to tell you something that's going to set you on the right path for your finances. But I don't know about nobody else. I can only speak for myself because I have been so highly blessed in a lot of things, and then life happens. I have had lots of money, and then life happens. But this time, every time things happen, you learn from it.
Right.
So at this age, only a fool don't learn how to handle their money and how to handle their business.
Right.
So I've learned, and I'm just excited because I was like, whoa. I've been debt-free many times, but never stayed on the right road. You understand what I'm saying? Because life started happening, and it set me back. Not just one step back, but maybe 10 steps back. And you're like, oh man, what just happened? So my point is this. You can learn from anybody. This evening, I've learned a lot. And it wasn't that I didn't know. Because a lot of times we do know, but we just don't activate it, what we know. Or we don't know how to activate it when we know it. Oh, I know what to do, just like you were saying. Oh, I know, I remember that in my head. Yeah, well, you can't remember everything if you don't write it down. And that's why I choose my friends very carefully.
Yep.
Because the Bible tells us, I'm not trying to get spiritual on y'all, but be not entangled with the yoke of bondage.
Oh my God.
Woo! In the scripture, if they ain't like-minded,
talk about it.
On a different road, if you're not careful, you've been picked up their ways and attitudes. And thinking, oh, I got it together. You got to remember the devil is cunning and he uses people.
Right.
To trip you up, and you thinking, oh, they're okay. No, I see your demeanor is changing.
Right.
So if you want to succeed, like, you got to watch it. Listen, we always say, you know, you hang with the chickens, you're going to be clucking on the ground, but you hang with eagles, you're going to soar, because eagles can see you far off. Right. And it's the same way you got to see your future. I see it far off, that my lifestyle is going to be better than what it is now.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I took too much time up.
Man, Miss Victoria, thank you. Thank you. Guys, you guys getting a dose of more. Thank you for that, Miss Victoria. And wow.
Keon.
Hey, Caroline.
I have something to say.
Sure.
So, first, I have two things that are on my mind. So, the first thing is, so, you know, like, my profession is social work. And in social work, we really focus a lot on goal setting. And I know before we were talking about SMART goals. And I really, really like the way you break it down into different categories. So not just having, like, one broad goal and breaking that down into SMART goals, but having, like, the personal, the finance, the spiritual, the material, and then breaking those down even smaller. And something I also was thinking about is I myself, as a social worker, I'm always so keen on helping other people set their goals, but I never really focus on mine. So this was really eye-opening to me. And something else that just stuck out to me that Miss Victoria was saying was the thing about choosing, being smart about who you hang out with. And I feel like that's something that's kind of, you know, stopped me from getting to some of my goals in the past. And, you know, just being way more mindful about who I spend my time with, and, you know, putting my foot down sometimes and just cutting people off if they're not serving any purpose to me and they don't have the same mindset as me. So that's something that I liked that she said as well, and something that stuck out to me. But overall, I feel like this presentation was super, super helpful. And I always talk about, like, I always think about setting goals for myself, but I never really followed through. And, like, for the first time, I feel like I really can, you know, follow through with them. And now I have you guys, too, to keep me, you know, accountable and everything. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and it helped me because many times I'm so glad that you were able to get that, because my mentor, he always tell me that, he's like, Kiana, nothing against your friends, but dude, if they're not going places, you gotta leave sometimes you gotta leave people behind.
Right.
You gotta leave them behind and to get to places, because if you love them, when you reach where you are, you could pull them back up. It's like the crab in a bucket. But the problem is that with a crab in a bucket, sometimes people see you coming out the bucket, they'll pull you right back in.
Right.
You understand? They'll pull you right back in. They want you right where they are, because the minute you get out the bucket, they think you're bougie. They think you're better than them. And they don't understand that you just had a goal, because you're going to come back with more people and pull them out the bucket.
Right. And the thing is, too, like, I don't ever want to make anyone feel upset or insult anyone. And I feel like I'm too nice sometimes, so I'll let things slide. And, you know, I want them to, you know, I guess I care what other people think sometimes. So I feel like that's something that, like, affects that as well. But I mean, something that I am thankful for too is Sean, because without him, like, you know, I didn't really, some of the people, you know, that I had in my life were kind of, I couldn't really see it myself, but having someone that truly cared for me and wanted the best for me, you know, could help me kind of see that. And now I feel like my eyes are more open, and it's just something that I had trouble doing in the past, cutting out people. And it's something that, you know, I think is really important for moving forward in your life.
Can I say this, Keon, to Carolyn? I got you, girl. I used to be a social worker.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I can tell. I can tell with the way you speak.
So, but I have to say this, because, well, when I went to college, that's, you know, back in that day, that's what African Americans were told to be social workers, nothing else. But that was not my heart's desire. I love working with teaching. But anyhow, what happens is, because we're people that are so caring and giving, what happens is you'll get so overwhelmed with everybody else's lifestyle that you forget about yourself. Absolutely. And so you have to set a balance. Right. You have to set a balance, because if you don't set a balance, you'll lose yourself and you won't obtain anything, because you'll stretch yourself so thin. You're over here, you're helping this one over there, you're doing this one, and you have to set a balance. Right. No, it's and it's not that you don't care about what happens to this one or that one, but you're only one person.
Right.
And if we don't set balances in life, and I love, like you said, I love what Keon, how he put setting those different goals, material, knowing charity and all of that. And I was like, wow, I was checking off. Yep, we did the charity thing this year. We helped families that struggle. The spiritual stuff I do all the time. Prayer all the time, never stop that. But if we don't set a balance, we can lose ourselves, lose our own dreams, our own aspirations, our own hopes and dreams and desires. And it's not that you're being selfish, but you have to, in order for somebody else to grow, they got to see you grow.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep, that's
Yeah, and I
spot on.
appreciate you saying that because that's true, and that's something that a lot of us kind of lose sight of sometimes when we're so concerned. And I mean, it's our job to look out for others, but if we can't help ourselves, we can't help. It's like the whole airplane. If you it's like putting on your mask first before you help someone else, because if you don't do it, then you can't help someone else.
That's right. You'll pass out.
Right.
Exactly.
Plane going down, you got to wait a minute, hold up.
Yes.
I got to get some oxygen so I can help you.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true. Wow. Powerful share, Caroline. Let me see. I think we had Val. I think you was trying to jump in earlier.
Yes, I was just I just want to say thank you, and just to hear you speak, and then hear Miss Victoria. Miss Victoria always gives me life when she speaks, and then now to hear Carolyn, I just appreciate it. This call tonight. I'm glad that we were all able to get on. Despite it's New Year's Eve, but we're looking at the fact that we want to set our goals for 2021, and I just love the fact that we all want to win and we all just want to do big things. And for myself personally, I definitely want to come out of my comfort zone when it comes to certain things, like how you said. I have some big goals. I have some big dreams that I want to, accomplish. I've been writing them down, and now I'm going to follow the pattern that you said. And like how Ms. Victoria said, we just thank God for what we want. We have to be specific in what we want.
Right.
So I have to just learn how to start doing that and manifest, right? Manifesting the things that we want in life, and manifesting the things, our goals and our future. So I just really appreciate this call, because I could have been doing anything tonight. And my main important thing was to just make sure I came here and got on this call, because this sets the tone. And so, I just want to say, thank you, Keon. Thank you, Ms. Victoria, for giving me life. And thank you, Carolyn, for giving your feedback as well, too, because that really helps, just to hear from all of you guys as well. So thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're very, very welcome.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Anybody else would love to share before we close?
I would just like to say thank you, Keon, my hubby, for this wonderful session. I really definitely took away a lot when it comes to actually writing my goals down and, making sure that I'm paying attention to them. I definitely think that I'm one of those people that, likes to think that I have my goals in my head, but I definitely, can see the benefit of writing down your goals and trying to achieve them. And the other thing is also the dreaming big, because, I think that for a while I didn't really dream big. And until I met you and, just the way that you're such a dreamer and always pushing the limits, I have learned to dream more myself. And so I like the point that you mentioned about not being realistic and to be relentless. I love that, because I am usually the person that wants to be like, oh, I'm logical, I'm realistic, I'm, stuck in this little box. But I am constantly forced to, and it's a good force, it's a gentle push that you give me to get outside of that box and to dream bigger. So thank you again, and I'm just super happy that I'm getting to go on this journey with you, and being able to enter the new year, even though this year kind of started off rough, and it's ending on a better note. So thank you.
Hey.
Did I miss something?
Huh?
She said, hubby, did I miss something?
Oh, yes, Miss Victoria, where you been? That's my fiance.
Oh, she said hubby, so I thought y'all got married, because if
Oh.
you can do that, 'cause I'm licensed. Come on now. I'll keep you on the straight and narrow. Oh, okay. I was getting confused. I heard you say fiance, then I said hubby. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I tell you though, like I told you guys, man, it was part of my goal. I've put my goal out there publicly on my Facebook. You guys can go through my Facebook and look through my timeline. And you will see that I said I was going to be married before I'm 35, homeowner, a family. And I put that out there and it come. It come. I thanked him for I didn't know where she was coming from. And there she is. So like I said, guys, if you don't got a goal, man, you don't know where you're going. Your goal is like your flashlight through your darkest times. Right? You can walk through the dark if you know the path. And the path is your goals. All right? So, anybody else? We'll take one more before we close down. I know you guys have your festivities lined up for tonight. I have my apple ciders ready for tonight, non-alcoholic.
Yep.
You know? But yeah, I just want to thank you guys. Tamika, go ahead, Tamika.
I just wanted. Sorry, I got on late. I was coming from the salon. I worked today.
Of course.
But from what I heard at the end, the recap and everything, it was a great call, especially with the goal setting, with writing the goals down. I mean, I've done a vision board, and also like with dreaming big. You know, my mom is very good about making sure we dream big, and I'm always the one like, I don't know, that's gonna work. And about being around people who actually bring value to your life.
Right.
But definitely for sure, those are great key points that we use. You know, my thing is I have to really work hard about resetting new goals. You know, I know what I want to do, but like I don't write down my reset events once I reach them.
Right.
So I definitely have to work on that, especially for 2021.
You know, Tamika, I'll give you this as an entrepreneur. You always hear people say you should have like a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal. I would tell you this, break it down into 6-year goals, 6-year, 12-year goals, right? And then break it into half. What's half of 3? Half of 6, you know? 3 years. And you could break down those 3 years into 1 year and work it down that way. And I'll tell you right now, you would obtain things in your life much easier, because if you have a bigger vision, but it requires you to break it down into years, then what you got to have is a bigger goal. So if you could say, hey, the next 6 years, I want to expand my salon into this much state, and be specific where the states you want them to, right? Or if it's throughout Connecticut, what towns, right? You want to be in Hartford, you want to be, you know, and just start thinking bigger in that sense too, right? Because then you could make a focus towards, you can start working towards, you're going to start working harder. You're going to start, you know, just something going to happen. Something's just going to start happening to you. It's where you become more ambitious, you be more relentless. I'm telling you, something about being relentless. Because I was relentless when I first started this business, right? My mama told me this was a scam. My sister told me that it wasn't going to work. And let me tell you something. I was relentless with my goals, and it started to work for me. So you just got to be relentless about your big goals, right? Dream big. Dream bigger than what you think you can accomplish, and you will grow into the person that can reach it. Trust me, it will happen for you.
Right. Yep, I know it will. I mean, I've been on these calls since October when I met you.
Yep.
And I'm credit card free.
Woo! Say that again.
Look, credit card free. I was supposed to be credit card free, as you estimated, in April of 2021, and I did it in 3 months. 8 credit cards.
You were relentless with your financial goals.
I know. I just appreciate you, Keon. And, you know, also I appreciate my family coming on and really seeing what I see in all these calls.
Absolutely.
Just, you know, helping us, you know, build financial wealth even within our family.
And Keon, you hit the nugget on the nose, because she was offered to open up a salon in Norwalk. But she was like, she got to keep being relentless.
Yeah, be relentless.
What she does.
Yeah, don't be realistic. Be relentless.
Right.
The worst thing could happen to me is that you fail, and you never fail if you learned.
This is true. This is true.
You gotta.
I definitely learned that over the years. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it, and if it doesn't work out, and something better will come out.
That's it. That's it. There's always, and they always said, in every misfortune there's a fortune. Because remember, the word fortune is in misfortune. So in every misfortune there's a fortune in them.
Right.
It's just that we take too much time paying attention to the misfortune to miss the fortunate of learning from it. I love it. I tell people I never lose, Tamika. When people say, "Oh, I never lose. I learn."
Right. You're right.
I learn. The only way I lose is if I never learn. So, man, powerful call, guys. And what a year. What a year. So much success. Money Talk have presented so many great people to walk away and do great things. And let me just tell you right now, let me just give you an insight of what 2021 is going to look like. 2021, if you thought Money Talk was lit this year, if you thought the information I taught was powerful to where people are paying off credit cards, people are saving a certain amount of money, people are now, we got testimonies for days.
Yes.
This, just picture Money Talk being ×2. How would you guys like to start learning about real estate? How would you guys start to learn about credit, how to fix your credit? How would you like to learn about cryptocurrency? How would you guys like to? This is the steroid that I'm coming with on. Ooh, I can't give you guys too much. It's just going to be a surprise. Just know that I'm coming 150% this year. I'm about to blow y'all mind. All right? By the end of this year, the same time next year, people are going to look and wonder, where are these people coming from? Where are these people coming from? Where are they learning all this information from? We don't do no commercials. We don't do no promoting. It's almost one of those, if you know, you know. Right? So we're going to keep empowering, guys. Thank you so much for believing this crazy guy. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for being there with me through all the craziness. And I just want to tell every one of you guys that I love you. I really do. I love every one of you that supported me. I love the fact that you believe me. Because let me tell you, I thought I was crazy saying these things to you guys. But you know why I believed and I said them? It's because I prayed on them. And I know it worked for me. It worked with people before us. And let me tell you, it's going to continue. Let me tell you, man, we, the people, will forever be prosperous. Because we, the people, believe in a higher person. Remember, put God first. You understand? Put God first in everything you do. Prayers of gratitude, man. Your attitude plus gratitude brings you into a new altitude. This is the year of redemption. So on the count of 3, let's all whoosh out. 1, 2, 3. Let's whoosh, guys. Whoa, whoosh. World team, one dream, one system, one cause. Woo! Be shiners. Have a good Happy New Year's, guys. God bless you all. Love you guys. See you next year.
Thank you, guys.